What up, guys? Bad dog. So, before I get into the Giants game, I just want to rant a little bit, and it's going to be fast, about CBS, because during my live stream yesterday, a lot of other Giants fans also had this problem where CBS decided they were going to air bonus coverage of the freaking Colts and Texans. They showed the whole damn overtime. I have never, in all the years I've watched football, seen a channel or a network air an entire overtime of bonus coverage. They preempt the national freaking game of the week, which is Giants-Saints, for the Colts-Texans overtime, which wasn't even a game in my area. The Jets and Jags were on that freaking channel beforehand. When that game was over, fine. Go to some bonus coverage. Now, when the kickoff starts between the Giants and Saints, you go to the Giants and Saints. You don't sit there and make New York watch the freaking Colts and Texans. Now, I guess in the city that they put the Giants-Saints on, but everywhere else, they made everybody watch the Colts and Texans. That was absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea who the hell's in charge of CBS or who decided that was a good idea, but you're a bunch of idiots. The one good drive the Giants had yesterday when they went down the field and scored a touchdown immediately, I missed that because CBS decided, well, it's a good idea to show the Colts and Texans to everybody, even though that's bonus coverage. Absolutely ridiculous. Man, that pissed me off to no end. How are you going to preempt the national game of the week? Make everybody miss a quarter and a half of that game for the Colts and Texans bonus coverage. If that is your area, if you're in Houston, if you're in Indianapolis, if that was your local game, I could understand that. But the fact when you're in the Northeast and your local affiliate is the New York Giants, you get rid of the overtime game and you put the damn Giants on. That's simple. That ticked me off. You want to see the first 20 minutes of my live stream? That's pretty much what the whole thing is. Me screaming at the damn TV to put the Giants game on. And then when they did put the Giants game on, it didn't get any better for me. The Saints absolutely destroyed us yesterday. Game wasn't, the 33-18 score, not even indicative of how much of a blowout that was. Obviously, aside from the opening drive touchdown, which I didn't get to see, the Saints completely demolished us. The New York Giants, once again, reverted back to what they did against Dallas. Pat Shurmur and Mike Shula decided, I guess it would be a good idea to run Saquon Barkley 5 times in the first half and 5 times in the second half. Although, again, we were never out of the game. It was 12-7 at halftime. And it's a good idea just not to run Saquon Barkley. Once again, it worked really well against Houston, running the ball, mixing the play-action pass in there, having Eli roll out to his right and get out of the pocket. That worked like a charm. So they don't want to do that. No. We can't do that. That's winning football. Giants don't play winning football. We got to go back to what we did against Dallas and not give the ball to the number 2 overall pick and instead rely on 38-year-old Eli Manning, bad offensive line, and no pass protection. And that's what we want to do, have Eli Manning throw the ball a million times. I said it in my live stream Friday night, the Giants cannot go pass with the Saints, although the Giants defense did a great job shutting down Michael Thomas, shutting down Drew Brees, and Alvin Kamara, he got a lot of his yards near the end of the game there when I felt like the team quit that last drive. I really did. The play calling, once again, was atrocious in this game. It was horrible. Again, no threat of the run. There was a 2nd and 5 where the Giants went empty backfield and we were driving. You go empty backfield. What are the Saints? There's no question. Giants are passing. Pin your ears back, go after Eli Manning. Sacked them. That ended that drive. Just, as I said, the Giants play losing football. There was a part right before the half. Saints had 3rd and goal from the 10, from the 9, wherever it was. Minute 5. Giants had all 3 of their timeouts. Right there, Pat Shurmur should have taken a timeout because the Saints were passing on 3rd down. No doubt about it. So either they were going to score a touchdown or they were going to throw an incompletion and kick a field goal. That would have left the Giants a minute and a half with 2 timeouts, would have given them plenty of time to try to go down the field and score. But Pat Shurmur lets the clock run all the way down to 23 seconds. The half is over. Horrible. That was horrible clock management. I screamed about that for about 10 minutes too. I even talked about that in the second half of the game. That was terrible. What are you thinking right there? To me, that tells me one thing, and I said this a bunch of times in a live stream yesterday. The Giants don't have any confidence in Eli Manning. The coaches have no confidence in him. I don't think Eli Manning has confidence in himself, and he certainly has no confidence in that offensive line. The Giants have no confidence whatsoever on offense, and it shows. Everything they do looks questionable. It looks difficult. It looks shaky. I know our offensive line is poor, and I know Eli Manning played well against Houston, but he was terrible yesterday. He almost got Sterling Shepard killed. He was throwing balls high. He was throwing balls behind the receiver. Listen, I've said this before. I love Eli Manning, but it's time for him to retire. He's done. It's over. It's finished. I'm not blaming the offensive line. I'm not blaming the receivers. I'm not blaming Saquon Barkley. They all have a part in it, but as I said, the one constant with this team losing for the last 7 years is Eli Manning. It's just time. And I'm so sick of them making excuses. Oh, they did some good things. I read articles. Oh, they took the deep ball away. They took the deep ball. Really? They can't take the deep ball away from any other team in the league, but they can take it away from the Giants. Every team can take the deep ball away from the Giants. Yet I'll sit there. Ravens, Steelers, they're going up and down the field, launch the ball down the field. Cincinnati, Atlanta. Atlanta's giving up a bunch of points too. So when we play Atlanta and they have us checking down and they're doing the same damn play calling that they've done against everybody else, you're going to say Atlanta took the deep ball away from the Giants. Stop making excuses. They have no confidence in Eli Manning throwing deep. They don't. And as I said, if you have no confidence in them to make plays, then you need to make changes on the offense. I don't care if Kyle Lauletta starts at this point. I don't care. Something needs to change. This team plays losing football. The Gallman turnover is huge. We had penalties. And I understand there was a questionable horse collar tackle on Jenkins. Of course, I couldn't see that because CBS had the Texans and Colts on at that time. The last play of the game, when we got it to 26-18, Ginn fumbles the ball in the 2. He only gets out to the 3-yard line. We were a split second away from scoring a touchdown. And again, we don't get breaks like that. Not only are we a really piss-poor team, we get no breaks. The Giants get no breaks when it comes to something like that. The Saints did give us a lot of breaks. They dropped a lot of passes. They could have been blowing us out in the first half. It was only 12-7. Drew Brees dropped back in that end zone. Dalvin Tomlinson was absolutely tackled to the ground in the end zone. It should have been a safety. They didn't call it. Drew Brees throws a 23-yard pass. They're out of the end zone. All game, we did not get a pass rush with 4 men. Again, 3rd and long. There was 3 3rd and longs in that last drive before Kamara broke the 49-yard touchdown. Betcher refused the blitz. Rush the 4 men. You give Drew Brees all day back there to throw. Eventually, he's going to find a receiver for a first down. The guy is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in this game. You got to get the ball out of his hands before he wants. You can't let him sit back there and survey the field. As I said, losing teams play losing football. I don't know why I pour my heart and soul. Well, I do. I pour my heart and soul into them every week. You can see it in my live streams. I love this team to death. I love them with all my heart, but they're really ticking me off. This losing has gotten so... it's just frustrating, man. It is so old at this point. It's the same thing every week. But as I said, I watched some videos. Giants fans are fired up thinking we're going to beat the Saints, talking about we're back, we're going to do this. And I said it everywhere. They got to show me. This team will not fool me. Show me you can put 2 or 3 good games together. They haven't shown that they can do that. So we play the Panthers this week. I figured they should beat us about 27-10, probably have 5 or 6 sacks on Eli Manning. McCaffrey will probably have a huge game. And, I just feel like McCaffrey will tear us up out of the backfield. He'll probably kill us. He'll probably have 2 or 3 receiving touchdowns. Giants really have shown me nothing. Like I said, they tease us. They show us a really good game against Houston, and then they revert back to the way they played against Dallas. They haven't scored 20. They've scored 20 points one time in 4 games. You got Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard. You got all these offensive weapons. We talk about it every week, and yet they make it seem impossible. They make it seem like running offense in the NFL is so difficult. And probably going to see more of it this week. I don't expect the Giants to win, and who knows where we go from here. They got to figure something out because this losing, it's getting a little stupid at this point. Figure something out. Doing the same exact thing and expecting that's the definition of insanity. Do the same thing, expect different results. That's what the Giants seem to do every week. But anyway, that's enough. It's over 9 minutes. Enough of this crap. I will be live streaming Broncos Chiefs tonight. I do want to thank everybody that hung out with me yesterday. We had a good time, even though we lost. But I do love hanging out with you guys as always. I hope you join me tonight. We can do some more talking about football. I'm looking forward to seeing Pat Mahomes play tonight. And I hope to see you tonight. So it's Bad Dog and I'm out. Peace!